So it all boils down to this. We're converting our multi-tiered management structure to a flattened, internally managed system. You maintain autonomy over your work environment with little or no supervision. This concept is taking corporate America by storm, and we got to get with it. Now, this change is not going to happen overnight. It will require extensive training and the participation of each and every individual. I mean, in this day and age, the best way to deal with global competition is to work with teams. So this worker empowerment, sorry, this phrase always gets me. This worker empowerment concept is a way to bring you all on board and take advantage of your leadership skills and abilities. Now, I'm sure you've all got questions about this. Once again, I want to thank Tony Rossi from the preload team for sitting in with us today. Before we take questions, let's take a quick break to get some more coffee, all right?
So, Mr. Shop Steward, worker empowerment? Sounds pretty good, huh?
Yeah, too good.
Too good? What's too good about it?
This one big company team business.
Yeah?
He's saying we must be willing to trust each other while we work out this change. All of a sudden, it's we. When did we happen?
Come on, lighten up, Mark.
During the last negotiations, Barry, the only time they used the word we, it was like, we can't agree to real pension increases and the right to innocent until proven guilty. Then all of a sudden, there's this togetherness.
The union pushed hard before UPS finally agreed to give us those things. It's always been that way. I mean, UPS never gave us anything. We stood together as a union and negotiated for what we got. You think that's going to change? You think suddenly management is going to start putting our interests ahead of theirs?
You don't like the idea of having more say in things?
Oh, I'm not saying that, Miguel. It's just that how we get more say. See, I don't think these teams are going to give us more say.
Hey, I've been here for years, and to me, this doesn't sound bad. Finally, they're beginning to realize that we know best how to do our work.
Yeah, well, maybe so. But wait till the weekly team performance figures come out. And a member of your team decides to ask you to step it up a notch.
Yeah, well, so?
So maybe you've been doing your best already. You want a member of your team, maybe a coworker with less seniority, getting on your butt, telling you to step it up?
Sounds like you're not buying this working together stuff.
What I'm not buying is the idea that this is UPS finally seeing the light. Like they finally want to make our jobs more satisfying. What do you think? Management in Atlanta decide to launch this team concept because they worry we go home exhausted every night? You think this is about self-esteem and growth? If we're all one team, why don't they stop subcontracting and treating part-timers like second-class citizens?
Yeah, but finally...
Or maybe they see team concept as a way to divide us so we don't act like a union.
But they're finally starting to give us some recognition for what we know. They sure got rid of a lot of those supervisors.
Well, if the teams keep everyone working hard, they don't need supervisors. We do to each other what the supervisors used to do to us.
You got a point, Mark. I got no great love for supervisors, but if UPS just dumps supervisors like that, I mean, what kind of loyalty can we expect?
Come on, Liz, not you too. You act like there's a conspiracy.
Just think about it, Barry.
Okay, people, we're back.
Or better yet, just listen to more of what McDonald has to say.
Now, are there any questions? Don't tell me I was that thorough. No questions? Ah, Jackie, I can always count on you.
Listen, Bill, I'm for us all working more efficiently together, but I can't help but wonder, why is this really happening now?
Competition is why. You must have heard how they're gaining on us big time.
I've heard even the post office is getting some of our customers.
So if we don't stay ahead of them in terms of cost and service, we're liable to lose even more. I don't have to remind you what that means.
No, you don't, thank you. The union says that UPS is an enormous success, and that top management makes between 6 and 7 figures.
Yeah.
I mean, some of those guys are really making a lot of money.
The fact is, having as many supervisors as we had before wasn't adding any value for our customers, and it wasn't helping you either.
Okay, you talked earlier about star team captain, coaches, and coordinators. Why all the new labels and titles?
Are you trying to hide who's really calling the shots?
You're your own boss. Your input is sought and it's needed. I tell you, this is exciting. This is going to work.
Let's get more specific. What does continuous improvement mean? I mean, does that mean no matter how hard we work, we have to keep trying to work harder and harder?
No. We want you to work smarter, not harder. And you all know best how to do that.
That sounds too good to be true. How is this working in other companies?
Teams and total quality idea are being accepted almost everywhere. We're not just making this up.
Maybe so, but a buddy of mine at another company said they tried this, and it sounded good at first for a while, but then they got screwed. So, how is it going at other UPS centers?
All reports are very favorable.
Not what I've heard. Where it is, it creates conflicts between workers.
Well, look, guys, you gotta look at this as a process, not a program.
Now, what Bill isn't saying is it's a process that they didn't want to share with our union's National Negotiating
Come
Committee.
on, Mark. We had some meetings with the National Union. In the meantime, the company wants to try it local by local.
Yeah, but with this continuous improvement, it sounds like suddenly we're responsible for higher and higher goals, and we know how UPS likes us to have a sense of urgency all the time.
Sounds like we'll all be supervisors, doesn't it?
Or like Army basic training, where your whole squad suffered if a few guys were too slow in the obstacle course, so you'd have to kick their butts to speed them up.
And so, if someone on my team isn't doing something, you're saying that me or somebody else has to,
Push them to do it or do it yourself.
like a supervisor. Measure everything, continuous improvement.
Oh, come on, Miguel. You're not afraid of a little responsibility and a challenge, are you?
No, just of everybody acting like a boss, pushing impossible goals.
Listen, Bill, something else I want to ask. You're saying together, as a team, we could make decisions that affect us on the job.
Yeah.
So what if my team decides we want to go strictly by the agreement on over 70-pound packages? We don't want to solicit customers for assistance on them, but we call for help instead.
I don't think you could go that far on it.
We can't?
Bill, I have a question. Our team over at Preload wants the company to hire extra workers to handle peak workloads. Is that a decision the team can make?
I think that's outside the scope of self-directed work teams, Tony.
Wait a minute. You're telling me how I handle over 70 is outside the scope? Well, I don't want to hurt myself. And as far as hiring extra and more employees, well, we know best when more help is needed.
I don't get it, Bill. So what kind of decisions can a team make?
Okay. The company purchases a new package car, but instead of a supervisor assigning it to one of you, the team gets to make that decision.
And how do we do that?
Well, you'd hold a team meeting and discuss it.
Okay, so we have a meeting, but who leads it? You?
No, not me, one of you. But there are certain ground rules for the meeting. You know, you have an agenda, and then you bring up the package car, you encourage people to talk about it. If there's a disagreement, you deal with it, and then you take an action.
Sounds pretty simple.
It is really.
And just so you're clear on how easy it'll be, let me explain how they want you to believe it'll go. It begins with a stress-free environment. But you and your harmonious team members sit down to discuss any issue calmly, rationally, cooperatively. Oh, nice furniture, there's coffee, donuts.
Okay. What are we going to do about the new package truck? Who gets it? Jackie?
Well, to be honest with you, Barry, I'd like to say that I have a real need for it, but I don't, so I say someone else gets it.
All right then, Jackie. Liz?
Well, I've had my truck 5 years now, and I really like it. I mean, it's solid, it handles well. I've never had a problem with it, so I don't see the point in giving it up. But what about Miguel? I mean, he's the one who probably needs it the most.
Yeah, Miguel, you have those big industrial pickup stops. You should get it.
Miguel?
Well, I wasn't going to say anything. I have been having a little trouble lately trying to get everything to fit into my P600.
Then you should get it, Miguel, no question.
Yeah. All right then. It's decided. The consensus is, Miguel, you got yourself a new truck.
Really?
Okay.
Thanks, you guys. I appreciate it.
Sure. Hey, now, as far as Miguel taking a personal day, no problems, right? Liz?
Are you kidding? I'm happy he's taking time off. He works like a dog as it is.
Yeah, have some fun with that wife of yours, big guy. You work so hard, you hardly get a chance to see her.
I'm going to hate missing a day with my team,
Oh.
but if you guys don't mind,
Of course
Oh,
not.
no.
But hey, do us a favor, will you? And have an enjoyable time. We'll each put in a couple extra hours to cover for you, and that'll be that.
Wow, a new truck and a day off too? This is just too good to be true.
But hey, this is the way the team concept works. We're supposed to do what we can to support each other. Hey, here's to the team, huh?
Oh, to the team.
That's generally the way they want you to see this team approach. They pick easy issues and use them as examples. And then they paint this picture of self-sacrifice and harmony.
Come on, Mark.
That's how I see it. After all, the company doesn't even talk to us about who gets the money they hope to make from this concept of workers as supervisors. That's not very team-oriented, if you ask me.
Well, those are just projections. No one has anything exact.
Then why are you rolling this out on top of us without bargaining with our union? I mean, it's hardly team-oriented.
We'll bargain. But like I said, this is about using your ideas and your knowledge. But when you start talking about reducing workload and subcontracting and over 70s, well, then you're missing the point.
You make this sound like our program. And when we want to talk about important issues, you tell us we're missing the point. Or you just handpick team captains who won't make waves. Now, according to these company documents, you want teams to focus on things that are clearly contract-oriented. Like grievances, keeping records on packages per hours, misloads. You think this is being team-oriented?
Come on, Franklin.
Yeah, that's right. A feeder driver told me he got written up by a coworker who was training.
You're kidding. That's ridiculous.
Over in preload, a team member salted some missorts to see if another team member would catch it. Well, he missed a few, got written up, and now everybody's upset.
Man, what's that all about?
These are just exceptions. They're probably just mistakes.
Yeah, or maybe these are the only mistakes we know about. And this is still why you're trying to sell us the concept.
So you want to know what will really happen if the team concept is imposed on us? Let me give you an idea. First, think of your workload today, this minute. The kind of pressure you're under to perform. The racing and rushing around you already do. Injuries are going up because UPS violates our agreement on safe handling of over 70-pound packages. Now add on this program where we're supposed to do extra work, the work supervisors used to do. Well, here's how I think this team concept is going to work here at UPS.
People, we're still way behind on our performance figures, and I don't understand what the damn problem is. And Jackie, you for one are making this whole team look bad.
Don't get on me, Barry.
Hey, listen, do I have to teach you once again how to walk briskly and keep your key on your pinky?
Don't get on me, Barry. I'm working my butt off. And I hardly ever get a chance to take lunch. And whenever I need occasional backup, Miguel's never around to help out.
Hey, I got my own route to worry about. I don't have time to be cleaning up after you.
Would you
After
quit your griping? I mean, it's all the time. And what am I going to say about the fact that you are over-allowed almost every day?
Who says you have to say anything, Barry? Since when are you boss around here?
I'm team coordinator. Part of my job is to write reports.
Yeah, well, don't think I haven't noticed how you dispatch yourself for little, easy 8-hour days while the rest of us get stuck with the tough one. And then you go crying to the supervisor about how we don't get the job done.
Yeah, well, speaking of crying, you can cry about that personal day that you can't take, buddy boy.
What are you talking about? I got a right to it.
Hey, look, I, for one, don't want to take a couple extra hours this time of year just to help you out.
It's in
Forget it.
It's in the contract. I'm entitled to it.
Oh, yeah? Well, who are you going to file a grievance with? The team?
Jackie, help me out on this, will you?
I'd like to, Miguel, but my wrist is still bothering me after that 80-pound box shifted on me. And I'm not up to a couple more hours beyond what I'm doing.
Great, some team I got here.
It seems like we're getting into some contract issues. Maybe we should stop and meet with the steward.
Hey, look, no, that's not part of the team concept. This is not a union problem.
I don't think I like the sound of this.
Well, the meeting's done.
Wait a minute. Wait, where are you going?
What are you talking about?
No, let
The
him go.
meeting's done.
Let him
Wait,
go.
hey, wait a minute.
So, two different ways of looking at this team concept thing. And maybe you should think about which is closer to the truth.
I gotta admit it. It makes me wonder.
Listen, that's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Look at what you're doing. I mean, you got a company that's saying with this program, trust us. Meanwhile, their lobbyists are working full-time trying to gut the safety laws in Congress. And UPS has the most safety violations of any company in America. Is this team-oriented? They're saying trust us, but they just cut the thrift plan without giving us any choice. They say trust us, but they subcontract out our work. Is that team-oriented?
Listen, we're trying to change. Give us a chance to earn your trust.
They're saying trust us, and they're using buzzwords like teamwork and quality improvement and empowerment. But the point seems to be to get us to harass each other to meet performance objectives they create. And they're hoping the more we harass each other, the weaker our union becomes.
Change like this doesn't happen overnight. Old habits die hard.
Now, the union wants management to earn some trust on problems like over 70. subcontracting, the thrift plan. That's the kind of cooperation we need around here.
All right, you guys. Look, we got to wrap this up. To help you prepare for your new responsibilities, I have some handouts that you can pick up after the meeting. But remember, the overall goal of every team, both management and non-management, is to fulfill the corporate mission. Now let's get back to work.
Whoa. Mark, you really got to him.
Nice job.
Yeah, but it's not a question of getting to him. It's about making sure we get all the facts and not letting anything split us up.
Yeah, I have a feeling with these teams there's going to be a lot of arguing among ourselves.
My money, I got problems with all this team talk. Actions speak louder than words, and the company's going to have to take a lot of actions on issues that Teamsters are concerned about before I'm going to listen to any of their nice talk.
As far as I'm concerned, we already have a team, and that's the Teamsters.
That's right, Liz. Let's go to work.
I've asked you to come here because I believe that this union is at the crossroads in its relationship with UPS. It's always been a very tough company to deal with, but now they've mounted a new broad attack, not only on the union, but on the members as well. And they've sort of put a lot of cosmetics around it. It's no accident that in the same period of time, they are violating the subcontract protections in our contract. They are violating the interim agreement that they signed on the over 70-pound packages. They're terminating the thrift plan without negotiating with us first. They're asking members to train other members in methods that violate the contract. And I must tell you, I was a package car driver. I trained drivers. I trained folks for 3 days, and after the 3 days, they went out on their own. There was no accountability. I didn't have to fill anything out and turn someone in because they didn't do something right. We're not talking about those kinds of things. They're attacking our OSHA rights in Congress. They're pushing the TEAM Act, which would allow management to choose employee representatives. They're attacking our right to strike by trying to get out from underneath the jurisdiction of the National Labor Relations Act. They're implementing a team concept program without negotiating with the International Union. I'm not against cooperation, and I don't think anybody here is. But what's the agenda? Now, they talk about care, they talk about love, they talk about the things that they think we'd like to hear about. We're now a partner. Yet they're trying to unravel health and safety in this country. They want to distract Teamster members, and they want to distract you from issues like subcontracting, health and safety, thrift plan issue. Our members make very intelligent decisions all day long. So what we have to do is we have to start getting out there on that communication network. Let's give them the facts. Let's give them the truth. Let's do what UPS is not doing, and that is giving them the truth.
There would be a lot more teamwork at UPS if management would follow the Teamster contract, which contains rights and benefits that union members have won in negotiations with the company. But we all know that it takes united action by Teamster members to make that happen. Here's what you can do to build the Teamster team at UPS. Support your Teamsters National Negotiating Committee on the stock plan and on continuing the thrift plan. File grievances on harassment, subcontracting, part-timers' rights, and other issues. The contract provides that the company shall not in any way intimidate, harass, coerce, or overly supervise any employee, and shall give due consideration to the age and physical condition of the employee. It also provides important rights on supervisors working, loss or damage, health and safety, and other areas. Don't get hurt. Help your local enforce the over 70-pound agreement. Don't solicit customers to help. Call for help from another Teamster and proper lifting devices. Keep records on injuries caused by over 70 packages and on increased volume of over 70s. Sign Teamster political action petitions to protest lobbying by UPS to undermine laws that protect our safety and on-the-job rights. Stay informed. Support your steward and local union. The Teamsters International Union provides your local with bulletins, videos, and other training materials for you. Offer to help make sure other members see these materials. Don't train other hourly workers until management negotiates an agreement that protects workers' seniority and doesn't force members to evaluate each other. Build unity among Teamster members. Don't let management divide us with the so-called team concept. Where possible, don't volunteer for teams or to be a team leader. File a grievance if you are ordered to participate in team meetings. If team meetings are held despite the union opposition, get union training to make sure that teams don't violate the contract. Don't allow UPS teams to discuss discipline, set up co-workers, help eliminate jobs, violate seniority rights, pressure co-workers to work at an unhealthy speed, or violate our contract. Raise questions such as, why is management putting in team concept without negotiating with the union? Who will keep the money management saves by laying off supervisors? Why is UPS talking about teamwork while attacking our rights? Can a team make decisions to improve working conditions, like increasing staff? Can a team make decisions to convert more part-time jobs to full-time positions? Can a team show the Teamster video? Actions speak louder than words. If management officials say no, their lack of interest in real teamwork will be exposed. Please talk these issues over with your co-workers, steward, and local union leaders. If you would like more information, contact your local union or call the International Union Parcel and Small Package Division at 202-624-8755. Thank you.